Meadow of Dreams presents A Case in November. Hector Brown adjusts his police vest. He's worked with Detective Falk many times, and each time his patience is tested. His gaze keeps darting from the door behind, where his colleagues stand, protecting the victims from the murderer among them, then to his digital watch. He doesn't dare look at the detective himself. The last time his superiors ordered him to watch Falk, after he'd taken his medication, those eyes had been seared into his memory for nights on end. Just being in the same room with him in that state sends a shiver down Hector's spine every time. It's only thanks to his detective skills that he hasn't been fired yet for his peculiar behavior. Just as he glances back at his watch, which reads 4:35 a.m. on November 9th, the detective jolts out of his trance. Hector's head jerks as the robustly built body in front of him sits up abruptly, and the glassy eyes regain their color.
Hector,
The detective's voice is clear and distinct.
I have a list of suspects. First, bring me Maggie Hoffman, the murdered man's wife.
The policeman seizes the opportunity and flees to his colleagues in the next room. A moment later, he opens the door with a petite woman.
Thank you, Hector.
Falk turns to the woman.
Please, have a seat.
Am I now some kind of suspect?
The detective ignores the question.
You're Margaret Hoffman, correct?
Maggie, please.
The crow on the detective's shoulder jumps and lands on the table, its voice croaking.
A little too cheerful for someone who's lost her husband. That won't do, ma'am.
Very well, Maggie.
Falk continues, ignoring the crow's objection.
Could you please describe this evening once more?
With a scrutinizing look, he adds,
I know it's difficult for you, but it's important. Very important.
Robert, my husband, spent the last few weeks planning October 8th. He wanted to retire from our restaurant business, so he was going to invite all his closest friends and relatives to announce the new owner of the Hoffman restaurant in front of everyone. The buffet was to open at 7 p.m., and he was to give his speech at midnight. But then, just before 12, I had just come out of the cellar onto the terrace with a bottle of champagne. I heard Robert shout aloud, "Hey, watch out!" from his balcony above before
She looks down.
I saw him fall screaming from the balcony. I'm sorry, but this is so upsetting. I loved Robert with all my heart.
The crow shakes his head indignantly.
Oh, come on, darling. As a liar through and through, I see this pathetic attempt at a lie as an insult.
The detective leans back slightly, grinning.
Please look at me.
Excuse me?
You should have learned to cry on cue, Ms. Hoffman. And if you never wear your wedding ring, you shouldn't store it with other non-precious metals. It causes chipping.
He nods down at her ringless hand on the table.
But judging by the champagne stain on your blouse, unless you accidentally spilled the bottle on it, you weren't the murderer. You can go.
Indignantly, she stands up, speechless, and goes to the door.
A charming woman.
The crow says ironically as she stomps across the metal table.
And a terrible liar to boot.
You don't say.
Falk chuckles. The door opens. The burly man who sits down in the chair opposite at the detective's nod is wearing a chef's apron. The crow stops mid-movement. A slight grin spreads across her face, as far as a crow can.
Wow, he looks intriguing. Must make his family proud with that job.
Where were you last night? Just before midnight.
The detective begins his questioning unhindered. His expression is strained again.
I was in the kitchen preparing appetizers for after the speech.
Was anyone else in the kitchen with you? Anyone who could testify that you were there?
Tom Castle, the only one from our team who was also invited.
The man with the tattoos on his face?
Yes, he's new to our team.
And he was still invited?
Robert apparently saw something like a natural talent in him.
The crow rolls its eyes.
So Robert wanted to let the newcomer run the restaurant. The experienced chef wasn't too thrilled about that, and bam, the former flew off the balcony.
It stamps its claw on the table.
I thought a chamber drama murder mystery would be something exciting. I flew all the way up the mountain next to you guys for this. Why couldn't it have been something with gods again?
Just you wait.
The detective reassures with a grim expression.
The next one is already giving me a headache.
Excuse me?
The chef looks at the detective, puzzled. With its head tilted to one side, the crow's grin returned.
I think I know what you mean.
Falk grimaced.
I still don't understand your sense of humor.
You shouldn't blame me for one of your figments of imagination.
You're probably right about that.
The next suspect enters the room. His wrinkled suit strains slightly as he sits down, a little too upright in the chair opposite the detective. The crow tilts its head and studies the man.
Anton Hoffman. You're the deceased's brother?
The murdered man's, yes, unfortunately.
Did you two have a good relationship? You and your brother?
We parted on bad terms. I left the restaurant a year ago.
The crow hops a little closer to the man.
Something's not quite right.
I'm not sure.
Replies the detective.
What was your argument about?
He continues. The man hesitates briefly.
Just family stuff.
His eyes flicker down at the table and back up again.
Family.
The detective pauses briefly, considering.
What is your relationship to Eustace Cook?
Perplexed, almost caught out, the man stammers.
We used to work together, back when I was still with the company.
That took too long. That's not the whole truth.
The detective's eyes pierce the man like pinpricks. The man lowers his head.
A year ago, I made a deal with Eustace to turn the restaurant into a chain if we inherited it. Robert was always against the idea. When he caught me on the phone discussing it, I didn't tell on Eustace.
He looks up again, his eyes filled with tears.
He yelled at me and berated me, asking if that was my way of thanking him for our father's inheritance. When he kicked me out, I didn't know where to go. I ended up living with bad influences and became heavily addicted to drugs.
He brings out his trembling hands, which he had kept hidden under the table until now.
When I received Robert's invitation, I bought a suit with my last bit of money to make a good impression.
After all the lies you told your brother, you still had hope for the restaurant?
The crow turns to the detective.
Folk?
Your brother only invited you to humiliate you in front of everyone. And even though you suspected as much, you preferred to believe your brother could still save you.
Folk?
You're a self-deceiving, lying, self-pitying.
Folk?
What?
The crow looked at him with a slight grin. Its black eyes were reproachful.
He is self-deceiving. He is lying. He is self-pitying. Just look at yourself. A detective, so determined to expose lies, obsessed with categorizing things as true and false, real and unreal. So obsessed that you've forgotten why you do it.
The crow's gaze warmed.
Real and unreal are the wrong categories, my friend. A spoken lie is no less real than the truth, is it? and lies are often even more exciting.
The crow's blackness acted like a black hole, gradually encroaching on the detective's vision.
Stop trying to control things. Just let it happen.
Until the detective let himself fall into the blackness. Termination without notice. I hereby revoke Arthur Falk's position as detective and all associated duties without further notice, due to indications of a schizophrenic condition. Signed, Bale City Police Station. Date, November 6th. A faint grin spreads across Falk's face. May your day blossom into something spectacular. Until our paths cross again, take care.